Good afternoon. So, welcome for this second section. So, whatever we are just talking about transport layer. So, transport layer duties, it assign service point address, it assign or it perform the function of segmentation and reassembly, it perform the function of connection control, flow control, error control, and there are some of the protocol. So, we are going to see some overview of transport layer and varied protocol or protocol those seems to be utilized at the transport layer. Apart from the protocol of that internet layer and the protocol from that upper layer, that application layer. So, service point address, that seems to be somewhat crucial one in case of transport layer. Why? Because this is the port number, and as we are all knowing, port number can be categorized in different sections. There are some well known port number, some dynamic port number, and then some ephemeral port number. Well known port number, that 0 to 1023, 10 to 24, 1024 to 49151, 49151 to about 65535. So, these are the varied ranges. So, 49151 to 65535 ephemeral port number, that seems to be utilized mostly by the design application by the any ordinary customer. Proprietary application, those are designed by the particular admin or customer, those normally utilize that ephemeral number. That ephemeral, with the help of that ephemeral number, you can communicate over the server, and server can give you valid or that standard number on behalf of that connectivity based on that application support. So, that is service point address, that is somewhat story extended view for that service point address. Segmentation and reassembly, that is another duty of that transport layer. So, segmentation, that is normally essential. Why? Because you are not knowing, or that particular system or that particular system environment not knowing whatever the capacity of underlying network. Will that carry that big segment, big size packet or not? So, big size packet, that will be handled by the underlying network, that assurance or to enhance that guarantee for that particular data delivery. Segmentation is essential. So, segmentation with the added entity of sequence number, added information of sequence number. Normally sequence number. So, over here that you can add sequence number with a particular segment. While that particular sequence number is added with a particular segment, how many sequence number you can add? So, you can add 0 to 2 raised to 16 minus 1. So, 0 to 65535, that sequence number possible. Same way that on a reverse, on a acknowledgement side, about 0 to 65535 acknowledgement, those are possible in case of transport layer. So, segmentation and reassembly. So, segmentation, that will be get some improved version with the help of added sequence number. Why? Because while the segment is travel over the network, that particular segment having sequence number along with the time stamping information, along with the application that port number. So, while it will be traveling over the network, if any other flow that will be over the network, so they are not get mixed or not any problem of any error or that duplication or any loss. So, that assurance for the destination system or that assurance for the source system, that seems to be possible with the help of transport layer. So, whatever the segmented information from the sender, that will be arrived toward the destination. So, it's responsibility of the destination user. Destination going to try to assure that whatever the information that received from that external world, that will be intact, or there is any loss or there is any duplication. If it is intact, then up to what level? If it is some duplicated, up to what level? If there is any loss, up to what level? Which part seems to be lost? And that means indirectly that destination customer or destination user would like to assure that flow control and error control. Is there any loss, or is there any traffic jam? Is there any quality that seems to be degraded? So, that possibility seems to be just cut down with the help of segmentation and reassembly function. Those are added by the transport layer. Another duty or responsibility, connection control. Connection control with one application to another application environment, that seems to be enhanced with the help of transport layer. So, under connection control mechanism, transport layer allow you connection oriented delivery and connection less delivery. Connection oriented delivery, connection less delivery. So, one application, while it will try to connect with another application, in that case it try to set up a connection, virtual connection between that particular application section with another application. Process to process, that virtual connection, those are formed, or that tube like structure is formed, that virtual link is formed, like virtual circuit. So first connection is formed, and it will be assured. For forming a connection, there are some primitives seems to be somewhat shared between two applications. Means somebody is saying hello, that another party replying hello, so that way, and then they are sharing their data, and then finally once the data sharing is over, then they can go say like close or just go by, like that kind of nomenclature. So in case of transport layer, the same primitives will be referred indifferently, like SYN, FIN, then acknowledgement, data received, data sent, that kind of primitive normally utilized in case of transport layer. So connection oriented, in that case one application try to establish the connection, send the pass the data, and then say that termination of the connection. So connection oriented activity. Another section, transport layer can, another variation from the transport layer, connectionless delivery is also supported by the transport layer. Connectionless, in that case there is no need of acknowledgement, no need of asking somebody, you just send your information over the air, over that environment. No need to take care that somebody receiving that or somebody having problem of that or not. So connectionless delivery, no acknowledgement, no assurance, and no that botheration in regarding of reception. So connection oriented and connectionless delivery, that seems to be monitored, seems to be controlled, seems to be observed by the transport layer. Connection control activity, duty. Flow control, flow control. This flow control and error control is the activity from the data link layer. If you are knowing the backstory of data link layer also support for flow control. What is those subsection? Those are like automatic repeat request, go back NARQ, then there is a selective repeat request. So those are the somewhat the protocol, some of the mechanisms, some of the schemes that normally utilize in case of transport layer also, flow control. So flow control, why it is required? Because it is necessary that destination catch your information correctly with appropriate time. If by chance sender speed is somewhat higher than the destination system, there might be some duplication, there might be some loss. So to avoid this, to control this, flow control scheme seems to be important. So there are some various schemes, those under the head of transport layer, that need to be considered. So flow control is the duty of transport layer. Error control. In case of transport layer perform the error control activity. Over here, error control, it doesn't mean that you are just checking something or that kind of story, but it will be assuring that once there is a error is detected over your packet received packet, if error is identified, if error is detected, then it's the duty of destination system to intimate the sender system that please resend whatever you are sending earlier. So in this case, there is no error checking, no error correction, that seems to be possible, no, that seems to be over here in case of transport layer. It will be just only helping you for detection. So error can be detected, and on behalf of, if there is any error, then there is a question to resend the same frame or same segment again. So that kind of story, error control. So error control indirectly assuring that whatever the received segment, received message, that seems to be as your original. So copy of original sent information, that will be intact. There is no botheration, there is no headache in regard of that. Some of the protocols for the transport layer. So finally, the transport layer duties, service point addressing, segmentation reassembly, connection control, flow control, error control. So all these are nothing but the duties of transport layer, process to process delivery. Again, some of the protocols, those are required in case of transport layer. Apart from your network layer, that very important protocol, internet protocol. This internet protocol seems to be best effort delivery, but it not assuring you any reliability, any stability, any guarantee. Whatever you are sent, that will be received. So it is the best effort delivery. It means there is a less weight, less botheration, less pressure, less load over the network. So that IP. But to make this IP effective, you need TCP, you need UDP, you need SCTP. Then and then this IP seems to be get effective, seems to be strong for the connection. TCP, transmission control protocol. Under this transmission control protocol, every segment from the sending side, that will be monitor, that will be added with a sequence number, and whatever the received on behalf of that same segment, that from the destination, that acknowledgement, that seems to be monitored. For each and every segment there is a time stamping information, segment number, those are added from the transport layer entity. So TCP is the protocol that will be handling all this burden, monitoring, that handshaking, that connection establishment, then connection termination, then how much time that to be making transparent, making persistent to the environment and non-persistent to the environment. That's headache of TCP. UDP, user datagram protocol. This user datagram protocol seems to be very effective protocol. In case of IoT also, some of these protocol we are utilizing, but in a different name, that MQTT and COEP protocol, those are somewhat utilized in that case. UDP, user datagram protocol. This user datagram protocol, this normally having the content like having that port number, some checksum field that will be available for error detection, some lane field is available for how much data that will be compiled in that particular header of that UDP. So UDP is somewhat less weight protocol. It is normally utilized for broadcasting purpose, and that it is somewhat related with the that segment or related with the message and not with a complete that entire application to application assurance. UDP. SCTP, that stream control transport protocol. This is the protocol that seems to be required in a latest modern technology with a VoIP communication, with a teleconferencing, with a runtime, real-time audio video processing. So SCTP is the protocol. This SCTP allow you multiple connection that seems to be possible with the destination system, or sender can send his information to the multiple entity. Those are available over the environment. So SCTP seems to be effective. That it is multi-homed system that seems to be possible with the help of SCTP. So SCTP, modern, UDP and TCP is the main flavor of that transport layer, and this IP is from the network layer. So this is somewhat overview of the transport layer. So with these two lectures we complete that basics and that duties and some of the protocol view of the transport layer. Thank you.